I was the last guy to see David Von Erich alive.
Wow.
Because you know how you go to Japan and you drink before you get on the plane, and then you get on the plane, you drink a little bit more, so you get and you fall asleep. Then when you wake up when you get there, right? What do? You start drinking a little bit more. They take you to dinner. They do all the introduction stuff, and then we went out to that what it was Ribera's.
Yeah.
Went to Rivera's Steakhouse, yeah, and ate, and drank some more. And David's right there with us, and going along. And I've been with David we came right out of Texas, so I knew him well, and we were running around, and we ended up going back to the hotel. We went into the hotel, went to the bar, ordered more food. He ate 2 plates of food at Ribera's. We got back to the hotel, and he ordered another plate of snacks. But he went upstairs before he ate it, and he came back downstairs, and then he ate this other stuff. It was just food. There's nothing wrong with it. And then when it's time to go, he says, well, come on up to the room. So I go up to the room with him. We sit around and have another beer, laughing, giggling. I said, I'm done. I got to go. I'll see you in the morning. And I left him sitting on the side of the bed. And he says, oh, I'm just going to call my wife, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. I left the next day. We didn't go anywhere till late in the afternoon because we're doing TV right in town. And we're all on the bus. Brody, everybody's on the bus. And we're all going, where's Dave? Where's David? Where's David? We figured that, the promoters took him out somewhere during the day. He wasn't there. And all of a sudden, what was that? The referee's name over there?
Joe Higuchi.
Yeah. He come on the bus. Brody, come. And, so Brody gets up and goes with him. And all of the other guys, we all look at each other. Everybody gets up and boof. So I'm right behind Brody. He's right behind the ref. And we go up to the first floor in the corner of that hotel. I can't remember the name. But anyway, right in the corner suite. Went in the door because a guy from the hotel opened the door. We went in the door, and laying exactly where I left him, where I left him sitting, he was now laid back on the bed, and he was as blue as this thing that I'm wearing. He just blew. And in come the medics, because that's what we heard the ambulance is coming. That's what made everybody go, ah. So we go in, and here comes this little Japanese medic, and they get on the bed and they're trying to resuscitate him, but he's bouncing in the air, And so Brody and I had to grab him by his feet and his hands, and we slid him off the bed. And when his head slid off the bed, I had him by his wrist. His head fell back, and glob of food come right out of his mouth, and then they jumped on him and tried to resuscitate him. And there was no resuscitating him, but they kept working at it. But we all kind of were like, oh, stood right there and watched it. And then we all kind of got out, and finally they brought him out and took him away. And obviously we knew he was dead when we saw him, because like I say, his skin, his face, he was blue.
So that was the first day basically of the tour?
First day of the tour.
Wow. That had to be a sad tour from the rest of the time.
Yeah. I think and they brought Flair in to take his spot, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So the whole thing kind of, and then they wanted to have a funeral over there for him, and they wanted Scott and I to wear the mask to the funeral. And we're kind of like, oh, no, this is more than wrestling. We didn't want to wear the mask. I don't even think we did. I think we just went to the funeral, and but anyway, so it was like, yeah, it was very sad. And then when we got back, there was more funerals. Once I got back into Texas,
Did you go back to Texas?
Yeah, after that tour, I went back to Texas. Yeah.
That funeral in Texas is probably one of the biggest things at that time and to that date that anybody had ever seen. That had to be what a sight that had to be.
It was huge. Yeah, I don't know. I brought back some stuff that David had or was, just some mementos from the tour, and I gave them to Fritz, at some point afterwards. And so it was kind of like, from right there, then I just kept going, stayed there for a while,
Ribera's had a picture of that night, right?
What's that?
Ribera's had a picture of that night, right? You guys sitting around drinking?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's on the wall.
Yeah. Did he drown? Is that what it was that you think that happened to him?
Well,
in the food?
Yeah, he was a purger. You know what purgers are? They eat a bunch of food. Well, when we came back after we sat and I've sat and thought about it for a long time. When we came back to the hotel, he went upstairs for 2 seconds. Well, he went upstairs and purged, and then he came back downstairs and ate a bunch more food. And then when he went upstairs, I think he regurgitated it, and because he had that problem of kicking up, regurgitating the food and purging. So I don't know. I think he purged on it, and then I think it kicked up in his throat and it killed him.
Wow. And it sounds like, though, that right after you left the room, he must have passed away.
Yeah, would have been pretty quick, yes. Because but here's the other deal. It was late when I got out of the room. I don't know what time it was, but it's late. It's probably midnight or something. And nobody saw him the whole next day until late afternoon. So, no, he didn't come out of his room. Nobody saw him at all until we went in the next afternoon. And there he is, laying on the bed. Everybody, you looked at him and you knew he was dead. But it was a really a dark blue everywhere.
Wow.